Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into this another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham, and I'm joined by Luke Robinson here with me today. It seems like we've done this before. I don't know.
Feels eerily.
But Luke's pinch hitting for us today. We really appreciate him taking some time out of his very busy schedule. And you say that to most people, but it's kind of just something you say. But this man literally has a very busy schedule, and we appreciate him pinch hitting for us today for Randy and Brett as they are tied up with the Super 7, which will be going on tonight, the first game, the big one, Super 7. I mean the 7A classification, Phoenix City and Thompson, a rematch of last year, which really did not go well for Thompson at all.
No.
But we're hoping for a better game this year, and I'm expecting a better game this year. So we'll see what happens, but Luke will be there a little bit later in the week doing some of the lower classification games as well. It'll be going on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We'll talk about a lot of whatever you'd like to talk about. We'd love to hear your comments as always. We appreciate so much all of you out there tuning us in, whether that be on 105.1 The Lake or Charter Channel 3 or WOTM, Charter Channel 21 on a couple of different locations in North and South Alabama on Spectrum Cable, if you can check your local listings. But Facebook Live, we appreciate all of you out there as always. If you'd like to comment away on any of the things that we talk about or bring up a new subject, that's Sports Blitz Facebook page, Sports with a Z. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Dewitt Center with 10 locations around Central Alabama. Just had opened a brand new, beautiful facility there in Auburn, across from Publix on Suge Jordan. Go and check them out. But there's one close to you if you live in Central Alabama. So for all your building supply needs, home decor, tools, whatever it might be, it is the Christmas season. Great place to go and buy a gift for that man in your life or woman. A lot of maybe women going into construction these days. Who knows?
I'd love to watch. You need to go to Russell Dewitt and get a shovel to dig your way out of that one.
We're also brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. For all your mortgage needs, they are saving people money each and every day. It's a great time to refinance. Interest rates happen to be really low. Maybe your first mortgage, it may be existing mortgage that you have, or maybe it's a reverse mortgage. You're at the retirement age and looking to invest in something like that. That's something that they can help you out with at Mortgage Pro. That's 256-397-0248. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Again, we appreciate all of you out there joining us today. A lot to talk about. We're still kind of in the afterglow of Auburn's victory over Alabama in the Iron Bowl, 48-45. We'll talk about the college football playoff rankings as they came out last night. Auburn jumps ahead of Alabama. A bit of a surprise, I think, to most. What does that mean for Auburn? Well, it possibly could mean that they could maybe get into a New Year's Day 6 if something unusual happens. Maybe it would probably take Georgia beating LSU and maybe Baylor blowing out Oklahoma or beating Oklahoma, Wisconsin getting blown out by Ohio State, something like that. But certainly, I mean, it's still at least a possibility now. More than likely, though, Auburn probably ends up in the Citrus Bowl. We will see about that. We'll talk about that, maybe look down, break some of those things down a little bit. Maybe some offensive line news coming out, not good for Auburn, as one of their recruits has an ACL injury during the season. He will not be, this is one of the junior college guys as well. Auburn supplementing 3 junior college recruits in the offensive line because they're going to need so much help. But we'll look at that, and why is Auburn in this kind of shape on the offensive line yet again? Staff changes, will there be any at the end of the season? It seems like there always are. A few changes here or there. The coaching carousel continues to spin around the SEC. Some news, about different jobs in the SEC who might fill those jobs. But we'll talk about this and much, much more on the Auburn Blitz here on this Wednesday. I want to open up the show, though, and say that the SEC does come out with and issues a statement about a topic we talked about quite a bit last night on Sports Blitz Live. That is the 1 second that was put back on the clock that allowed Auburn to kick a field goal to cut the lead to 31-27 going into the half. I'll just read the SEC statement. I'll let Luke respond to it as though, or like he did last night, and he can make his feelings crystal clear on the matter as he has done so many times. At the end of the first half in the Alabama-Auburn game, during a play that resulted in a first down inbounds, the game clock went to 0. Replay stopped the game to review the clock. The decision from the instant replay official was that video evidence showed there was 1 second on the clock when the player was down, so the clock operator was instructed to put 1 second back on the game clock. The referee came back out to the line of scrimmage and informed both teams that the clock would start on the ready for play. The referee got back in position and blew his whistle and wound the clock. The snap was off before the clock went to 0. That's the official position of the SEC.
That's not a position. That's what happened.
That's
just what happened. And again, it doesn't. Nobody out there, everybody can admit that is what happened. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened. There is not a fan of any team on earth that should think that was anything more than a fourth timeout. It's not the reason Alabama lost. It did give Auburn 3 more points. It's not the reason they lost. Alabama had plenty of chances. Reiterate this over again. That is a fourth timeout. It is patently unfair.
But again, that happened. I mean, the replay has given people 4 and 5 timeouts in halves.
But this it's never been this situation, to my knowledge, has never come up before. And so this will be cut off next time because this is. And again, they should have said, okay, but there should be some kind of runoff or something because there's no chance. Flash from the Super Friends couldn't have gotten out there and kicked the field goal in 1 second. So that's why it makes no sense. The SEC should just say, this is a loophole. This is what happened. Yeah. And it is not against the rules right now. But we see that this is unfair, so next year we will stop this. And just like I said last night, it sucks that it's my team that is the one that is a victim of this, but they are. And sometimes it's your turn over the barrel. It's Alabama's turn over the barrel. We'll deal with it.
How do you stop it?
You stop it by saying, okay, now, if we determine that, now we have to also figure out, you come up maybe with a way, and again, I said this last night, I don't have an answer right now, but that's why I'm not on the committee.
Yeah.
You say, okay, it would take legitimately 5 seconds, 6 seconds to get out there and set up?
Well, you could spike the ball with 3 seconds.
But you can spike the ball with 3 seconds. So let's call it 3 seconds.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
There's still not enough time to get out there and set up. So what you say is, yes, there was a second left, but there has to be 3 seconds to get this snap off, so half over. That's all they had to do. And here's the other thing. This is why I hate review, that you cannot conclusively tell that he wasn't down at 1 second. You cannot conclusively tell that.
Well, clearly they did.
But, Andy, you have seen reviews, and I have seen reviews that we go, how do you make that call? Because they're no better than the call on the field.
Well, I mean,
look, I know it's fun to be smarmy, but just listen to me.
I'm not trying.
I'm asking, if it were Michigan, Ohio State, and the same thing happened, wouldn't you go, okay, that doesn't seem right?
There are many calls that
I'm asking you about this call.
No, I'm just saying there are many calls that I go back and I go.
Okay, then I'm asking you about this call.
I'm
asking you about this call. It's a yes or no question.
What was the question?
The question is, if it were 2 other teams not involving yours and mine, would you say, okay, that doesn't seem right, that the ball gets stopped? First of all,
you mean the whole play that they got the kickoff.
That they got the kickoff.
I mean, if he was down for a second, I would say that's the rule. That's the way that it's got to play.
And I mean, again, do something for the betterment of the game. I mean, seriously.
I'm not
There's
saying
no
it's
way.
the right rule. I'm just saying it is what it is.
And I'm saying it is what it is.
Okay.
Now I'm saying, now that we know what it is, now we have a chance to fix it. Going forward, we need to fix that.
That's fine. Wonderful.
But can't you see, like, okay, that isn't right. It's not against the rules, but it's also not right. I mean, I'm not complaining that it happened. I'm not saying Auburn did anything unfair. They did it. The rule is ambiguous, and it sucks that my team is going to be the victim of an ambiguous rule. That's my point.
I get that.
Okay. So that's all I want you to say.
Okay.
And
I've said that last night. I said Auburn took advantage of, and I think that's, and I get it.
And I agree with that as well. I would take, again, it's like a tax loophole. If somebody out there, if a billionaire finds a way to say, oh, I've got to pay $6 in taxes, and everybody goes, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. We need to fix this. Now, go ahead and do it for this year because we didn't catch it.
So when they don't fix this next year, is your head going to explode?
I'm going to be mad, but what am I going to do about it? I mean, I'm not on, again, there's nothing I can do about it, but I think anybody with common sense would say, this is essentially a fourth timeout with 1 second left in a crucial moment of the game, and it makes no sense. That would be my take on it.
Well, again, I will go and say that you get fourth times out in different situations, and it lets the defense
Which
set
I
up.
also say,
and that happens in basketball all the time.
That's why I hate review, period.
But we're not getting rid of review.
I know we're not getting rid of review, but we can at least fix loopholes like this.
Up against a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Hidley Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located at Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, for your family at Hidley Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Alex City Marines, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz on this Wednesday. Andy and Luke here with you for only about 45 more minutes in today's show. A lot of comments come rolling through here. We'll get some of those. Luke liked to respond to a few of them, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, first of all, Ed Hines says, Scott Hardy, the Saban bump rule, he's replying to something Scott said, the Saban bump rule and can't call recruit on Saban started teleconference day. I don't get, but anyway, Saban absolutely finding loopholes. I agree. Saban found loopholes and they closed them. That's my point. When Saban found loopholes, he exposed them. They closed the loopholes. This was an exposed loophole that will be closed. John Coley says review stoppages affect both sides of the ball equally. I agree with that in terms of catching your breath, whatever. Many times I've seen tired defenses catch their breath during a review. So how is one review less than 3 seconds left in a half worse than another? Luke Robinson, I understand your logic on the snap timing issue, but to assign right or wrong to a review versus another is a reach. No, it's not. This directly led to points, and there's no way on earth that a team can get set up for the field goal. And it was effectively another timeout. So that is a flaw in the system, and I think they will correct that once they realize, again, this isn't, I know we're not getting rid of replay. I don't like replay much because I feel like in the end, how often do you see a replay and you go, oh, that's obvious this, and they go, inconclusive. And you go, are they looking at the same thing I'm looking at?
No.
I mean, for any game across the country. So I'm fine for the millionth time with human error from officials. And I think that would help make officials a little bit better because let's all agree the SEC officiating was pretty atrocious this year. And let's all agree, too, that the SEC office, which had put up a Twitter feed to lay out and respond to accusations or respond to questions, has been nothing more than a joke. All they've done is come out and said, yep, they got it right. Here you go. I would like just once the SEC office go, you know what? We screwed that one up. I don't care for one game, for whatever, just say, sorry. You know, think about it. In the NBA last night, with review, with all the stuff that they have, much more money than college football.
Yeah.
James Harden makes a dunk. Now, when he dunks it, it goes through the hoop, and the ball gets caught in the net, comes back around, and then bounces out. But it went through the cylinder. They didn't count it. Guess what Houston loses by?
3 points. 2 points. 2 points.
And so everybody's like, wait a minute. How does this happen? And even with review and all that. So my point is, if you can't get it right with review, why do we have all these delays? Just let the game have a natural flow to it and move on. And for the bazillionth time, Auburn just won that game. Alabama had their chances. I'm not complaining. I'm not making an excuse. Auburn was the better team. I said it in the paper yesterday. Bo Nix made fewer mistakes. Bo Nix was he was in control for the most part of that game. He didn't have his best game, but he was in control. And Auburn's defense took advantage of Alabama's miscues. That's just good playing. Auburn won. End of story. I'm not excusing anything. I'm not saying discount the game. I'm saying this is a loophole in a rule in a American football contest that needs to be fixed.
As far as replay is concerned, I think the majority of the time they get the call right. There are certain times when they don't get it right, but it's worth getting the play right 80% of the time to have replay.
Do they get it right 80% of the time?
I believe they do.
I mean, is that a number
That's in my head. I figured that up over the last 6 years I've been watching.
Patrick Judkins says, how many times have Bama benefited from this timeout and now it doesn't work in your favor in this issue? How many times have they benefited from it? I don't know of one.
I could count 7, maybe.
Name one.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do this another way. I'll do this another way so that people understand. You know, I know Auburn fans love to think Alabama fans just cry, and I think a lot of them do. I'm just talking about one particular rule. Auburn beat Alabama. Auburn beat Alabama. They beat them on the field. There was no excuse. I can't say that enough times. I go back to Alabama, Arkansas, 2014. Alabama, it was 14-13 game. Alabama had the ball, trying to run the clock out. They had been playing so poorly offensively, and it was raining. It was just a really bad game. Well, Alabama runs the ball, and they get called for holding, and it pushes them back. And I want to say it was under 2 minutes. They set the ball, and the clock starts running again. And I start wondering, hey, if you can do that, why not just hold every time and then just let the clock run again? I was like, if that's not a rule, it should be. You should not be able to benefit from a penalty. And this is an Alabama fan saying that Alabama got the benefit of that, and I think they should fix it. That's a BS rule. There are just some rules out there that just, you have unintended consequences. It happens.
Well, you said this has really never happened before. It may never happen again. I mean, it is a pretty unique circumstance coming down like that with 1 second. But anyway, breaking news, Michael Harris, a reserve linebacker for Auburn, apparently entering the transfer portal.
Has he been playing?
Nah, he hadn't played a whole lot much at all. He was a guy that came in, had a lot of publicity or a lot of hype. Didn't couldn't get it together. I think it was off the field issues his first year there, and ended up redshirting this year. Played some early, but I have not heard his name in quite a while. So that's just from his Twitter account. There's some fake news going around the internet these days, but looks like he may be no longer, at least in the portal. Whether sometimes they enter and they come back, but whatever.
Well, and some other guys in there, obviously Felipe Franks from Florida.
Yeah.
Jake Bentley.
Jake Bentley, that's an interesting one. I don't know where he goes.
And I saw something about potential landing spots for him, and I'm going to tell you, I think a place neither Alabama nor Auburn wants him to go is LSU. Because I think Jake Bentley's very good. I think Jake Bentley's a really good player. And at LSU, they've got the kid from Central Phoenix City there who's pretty good right now. But, I mean, I don't know that he just puts the fear of God in me. They've got Miles Brennan still there.
Yeah.
But obviously, if he hadn't really made hay by this time, if he couldn't overtake Joe Burrow last year, I mean, you couldn't overtake Joe Burrow this year. Nobody could. But if you couldn't overtake Joe Burrow last year, I wonder how good he is. So Jake Bentley at LSU, I don't know. That's kind of scary to me.
We're up against another break here on the Auburn Blitz, but hey, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization, wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat, full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma, all with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com, 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Luke here with you, only for about 30 more minutes in today's show. As we mentioned earlier, the college football rankings come out last night. Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, Georgia still the top four teams. Utah and Oklahoma on the outside looking in right now. But Auburn jumps to number 11. Alabama falls all the way to number 12. So what does that mean? Well, the Fiesta and the Peach are your two semifinal games this year. You got the Cotton, Orange, Rose, and Sugar. Those are your four big bowls, which make up, of course, the New Year's Six. So how could Auburn get in that game? Let's say Georgia loses to LSU. So who is in Utah or Oklahoma for you? Let's say they both win.
Really quickly, and I'll get to that, Justin Clayton said the same thing about the Alabama-Arkansas game happened this year, LSU-Auburn, and I'd forgotten that, because remember, LSU's one holding call came late.
Yeah, but it didn't matter.
Well, it did matter because
they got the first down anyway.
But they ended up getting the first down, I think.
It was on a 10-yard run.
But I'm saying that
it worked against us.
And I'm saying that's a rule that should also be looked at, because you shouldn't be able to benefit from a penalty. And LSU benefited from a penalty. But regardless,
I don't know how you remedy that one, though.
Well, you just say, okay, the clock doesn't start till we snap it now. Because essentially they got the 40-second clock, and then it got 40 more seconds off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was certainly a bad. It's just a flaw in the system. But anyway, as far as Oklahoma, Utah, I mean, really, and I'm a Power 5 guy. I like to see the heavyweights play. I feel like Utah is better than Oklahoma, just eye test. But I'd rather see Oklahoma there, and I think they've set it up. There's no doubt the committee made they didn't just go, okay, let's actually go by what we really kind of think here. We're gonna set this up so it works out in whatever favor we want. Maybe that's just human nature. But putting Utah 5 and then Oklahoma 6 and Baylor 7, you're essentially saying Oklahoma-Baylor winners in, is what it feels like to me. And then having, Wisconsin way up there still. I mean, Wisconsin's lost to Illinois.
Yeah.
And then moving Alabama way back. Again, I don't care. It's fine. But I think they were sending a message like, I don't know what exactly it was, but they were just sent, maybe it was about Alabama's schedule. I don't know. But they were trying to send a message because nobody predicted they dropped that far.
No.
And in reality, they've lost 2 games to, 2 really good teams, whereas Wisconsin's lost to Illinois. But, it doesn't matter. If you're not in the playoff, what's the issue?
Well, they're two SEC tie-ins to these 4 major bowls here. The Orange, you could have an SEC tie-in with an ACC team or a Big Ten. In the Sugar, of course, you have SEC Big 12. So if Georgia loses to LSU, Georgia's going to the Sugar Bowl. And if there is going to be another SEC team in, it's going to be Florida.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously higher ranked. They would either go to the Orange or maybe get an at-large bid in the Cotton there. So if the best case scenario for Auburn would probably be if Georgia beating LSU, Georgia and LSU go to the semifinals, Florida goes to the Sugar Bowl, and Auburn would have an opportunity to go to the Orange or the Fiesta. Now that like you say, Baylor, Oklahoma, that winner. If Utah loses to Oregon, which is very possible, and then both those teams are out, Baylor and Oklahoma, one of those is going to win. The other one probably have a great chance to be out. So Penn State's going to go one of those too. So there's only so many slots available. And again, it would be a little bit far-fetched, but at least that possibility is still there.
I said this last night that I think the worst-case scenario for Alabama or Auburn is to go to the Cotton Bowl. And the reason is because you're going to play Memphis.
Yeah.
Or Boise State, I guess, however that works out. And Memphis or Boise State's not going to have guys sitting out because they don't have a lot of draftable players. And they're going to approach this game like their Super Bowl. And they're going to play with their hair on fire like UCF played against Auburn in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I would pick either Boise or Memphis to beat either one of Alabama or Auburn, even though in the regular season, I think Alabama or Auburn will beat either one of them by 14 points. Because, again, you're going to have people sitting out. It doesn't mean as much, blah, blah, blah. And that is, again, that's the issue with bowls right now. And maybe we shouldn't take them as seriously as we take them. I don't know. But it would be, I think that could end up getting ugly.
If you do miss out on the New Year's Six, you fall back. The Citrus Bowl will have the first pick. And they don't have to pick Auburn just because they're ranked above Alabama. They could pick Alabama if they feel like it's a better matchup with somebody else.
Like Michigan.
But Citrus, Outback, or Gator, those 3, Auburn's going to one of those 3 bowls. It's pretty highly likely to play either Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Michigan. Who would you rather play? Who would you like to see Auburn play out there? Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Michigan? I think I'd kind of like to play Minnesota.
Really?
I don't think Auburn's played Minnesota I don't know if they've ever played them. I don't remember playing them in my lifetime.
I think Michigan would be universally what people would want. Because number one, I think they'd get a kick out of the Auburn-Michigan game. I mean, how long has it been since they played? Was it the 83 Sugar Bowl?
Who?
Auburn, Michigan. Have
They
played
played
since then?
90.
They played in a bowl game?
They played in Ben Leard, 99, no,
Okay.
2000, after that season.
Okay. After Auburn went to the SEC championship game that year.
Yeah. And we lost to Michigan on the last second. I mean, it was like a
Okay.
1-point game.
Okay.
If I remember right.
Well, I mean, see, I think the Michigan game would be kind of cool because you think about it, I guess it was the 83 Sugar Bowl, right?
Yeah.
And then,
well, technically 84, but yeah.
well, 83 season.
83 season.
And then 2000, whatever bowl game that was, and they both were close. I mean, Auburn won on a last-second field goal in that Sugar Bowl, right?
Yeah, 9-7.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that one would be fun. And also just the whole Harbaugh dynamic and SEC versus Big Ten, and not just Big Ten, but like blue blood Big Ten. And I think that would be I think if I were Auburn, I'd rather play Michigan, not only for the cachet of it, but because I think Minnesota, again, is going to play harder. I don't think Michigan's going to play quite as hard.
I think that would be, I mean, Patrick says he likes the Michigan matchup as well. So let us know. What do you think? Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin? Nobody wants Wisconsin. Up against the break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota. We'd like to announce our new lifetime warranty on any new Toyota.
Hashtag lifetime warranty.
Hashtag we love our customers.
It can be used nationwide at no additional cost.
Hashtag customer service.
So come on by and let us show you
the Vaden way.
Hashtag maintenance matters.
Hashtag totally awesome.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, just a short drive from home or online.
Hashtag your neighborhood dealership.
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neusen. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Be the hostess with the mostest this holiday season at Chicken Salad Chick with our easy party catering. Need a quick appetizer? Stop by Chicken Salad Chick and grab a quick chick of any chicken salad flavor or the pimento cheese ball covered with crushed pecans and crispy bacon. Remember, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. For a limited time, our pumpkin cheesecake is back and it's delicious. Chicken Salad Chick can feed any holiday crowd with our custom fit catering. 12 flavors of chicken salad, there's sure to be something for every taste bud.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Tires are important, and when getting a great price on tires, you want to get it right. So make the short drive to Wright's Tire in Sylacauga. Wright's Tire can get you any make or model of tire, and they make the drive worth it with volume pricing. Whether North Tallapoosa, South Talladega, or Coosa County, make the right choice, the right selection, the right service, and the right price. All at Wright's Tire on Fort William Street in Sylacauga. Call for a free quote, 256-245-7778, and get the right price on tires.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Luke here with you for only a couple more segments in today's show, brought to you by Russell Dewitt Center and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Should Derek Brown, or I take that back, let's reframe that. Will Derek Brown play in the bowl game? What's your opinion on that? Not should he, but will he play in the bowl game? Now, the question probably is, should he play in the bowl game? Here we are in this day and age now where I guess we've just become so self-aware of what, and salaries have become what they are in the NFL. If you're a top 5 pick, you have that opportunity to be taken. You've got to at least consider that. What does this bowl game mean? Gus Malzahn's been touting this. Got to win, we could win 10 games, we can win 10 games. And I'm all for that, and that's a wonderful thing, and it would be good, especially for Auburn right now. But I don't think he should play in the game, although I hope he does.
No, I get what you're saying, and it is a sticky wicket because we have seen, was it Jalen Smith for Notre Dame who got hurt? Was that his name, the linebacker? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And he ended up having basically a redshirt year in the NFL. Now, he's playing really well now.
Yeah.
But and we talked about this off air just a second ago. Derek Brown was on the ground for a good, solid 60 seconds, and the stadium was completely silent in the Iron Bowl. And I felt bad for him. I also felt bad for Christian Tutt when he, on that first punt return, it looked like he got hit right in the knee. I mean, I just thought immediately, okay, he's done. And it just reminds you every now and again, football's a tough sport, and you would hate to see somebody like Derek Brown get hurt in a game against Minnesota or Michigan, in a bowl game that means something to the fans but effectively means nothing. That being said, I think he will play. It seems like that's the kind of kid he is. And you know what? I love that about him. Yeah. Because here's the deal. You and I and everybody listening, none of us played college football, but we all like to think, God, if we could just go out there and just do it one time, just run out on that field. But none of us had Derek Brown's talent. So Derek Brown's probably looking at this like, this is generational, life-changing, family-altering money.
And this is a guy with a family.
He's a guy with a family. And, what are you going to do? I mean, again, though, but if you're scared of getting hurt, if you're scared of getting hurt, then why do anything? Why play football at all?
This is a guy that came back for his senior year.
That's right.
He could have gotten drafted last year. He's improved his stock, but still.
If I would sort of look at it like if I were him, I made it this far, surely. And here's the other thing that I said the same thing about Tua, that if I'm Derek Brown, I'm like, okay, even if I get hurt, somebody in Lee County is going to give me a good job, and I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
And I think they should.
Well, he's the kind of guy that I think he's destined for bigger things. He seems like a pretty bright guy with a big future ahead of him. I don't know. But I could see his mindset being, Marlon, it's my last time to suit up with him. to play a game with him.
Would Marlon be in the same boat?
That's what I think they either both sit or they both play. You're not going to see one sit and the other not.
That's true, probably.
This is the world we live in now, and I understand it more and more. The kids, why they say. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, I guess he was kind of the first one that said, "Look, I'm just not going to play because I'm going to get ready," and it benefited him. I mean, he has had a great career.
He went about as high as he could go.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe if Derek Brown were to have a big game, because I love looking at NFL mock drafts. I always have, and I've seen Derek Brown go in the top 5. I've seen him go in the 20s. But I would think if, based on he had a good game against Alabama, and if he has a good game against Michigan or Minnesota or Wisconsin, even Wisconsin, who has one of the better offensive lines in the country, maybe he pushes his way up and solidifies a top 5 status. And that all of a sudden you're talking about real money. So I mean, a bowl game can mean money to you if you treat it right. Now, somebody again, what I worry about is we get to a point where guys start sitting out Iron Bowls.
Yeah.
Frankly, I guess Alabama technically had a shot at the playoffs. I think we know now it would have been a real tough stretch, but. What if guys start sitting out the Iron Bowl? How is that going to make us feel? It's not going to make us. If fans are going to be mad, but we can't do anything but understand it. We have to understand it.
Yeah. Donald says, I think he will play. Steven says, I think bowl games should be for underclassmen, not seniors, but Brown and Davidson both will play.
And look, here's my take on bowl games, and I know a lot of people say there's too many of them, whatever. And I've always said, bowl games are just, this isn't an NCAA thing. The bowl games are just a venue that say, we're going to invite you and you, we're going to invite Nebraska and Boise State to come play in this game, and do y'all want to come and play? And why can't we treat this like what it is, which is a glorified spring practice? I'm kind of down with the fact for instance, if Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson don't want to play, the good news for Auburn, even if they might lose the game because they have 2 of their key cogs out, is that you get to see what you got for next year, and these guys get valuable snaps. And I guess with the new redshirt rule, you're not burning somebody's red shirt.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So, I think you need to approach it that way. Bowl games used to mean a lot more, but times they've changed.
Tua Tagovailoa was on an interview with on ESPN with Kirk Herbstreit, talking about what's going to happen. He's got until January the 20th to make a decision about whether he'll come back or not. He said whether it happens tomorrow or on the 20th. So that'll be it. He's going to make a decision. He's going to stick with it. He's dropped from number 2 to number 13 in Todd McShay's latest draft. So he's still first round. He's still mid-first round. That's still really good money. Do you think he's coming back or not?
I think he's
lay odds on it.
I would say 70-30 he goes. But now this new CBS mock draft that I saw today, which did have Derek Brown number 5, didn't have Tua in it at all. So now, again, we're all so early in the process. We don't know who's declaring, who's not. Things can always change. Somebody gets hurt, yada, yada, yada. But I think that he probably goes. But, Tua's the kind of guy, he's not just blowing smoke to Kirk Herbstreit and to Cecil Hurd. I think he's genuinely torn about coming back or not.
Up against the break, one final segment right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Mortgage Pro is the new standard for mortgage loans. While other banks are taking 45 to 60 days to close a loan, Mortgage Pro is making it happen in less than 15 days. Your mortgage loan goes from start to finish in less than 15 days. Mortgage Pro is able to make this happen by having the most advanced technology and a highly trained staff with over 98 years combined experience. If you're looking to buy a home or refinance your current mortgage, call Mortgage Pro and let our team go to work for you.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Luke taking you up to 1 o'clock. Had a comment come across, said that Scott Cochran gone from Alabama as well as defensive coordinator. Your thoughts, Luke? That may be the rumor mill right now.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Pete Golding returned as defensive coordinator. The last 3 really good teams Alabama's played all put up well over 40 points. So that's not a good look for him. Injuries aside, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be doing that. And then as far as Scott Cochran, I don't know, you and I were just talking about that off air, that it'd be a little strange because he makes so much money. He's got to be the highest strength coach in the country, highest paid. And but there is a thing about Alabama's had a lot of injuries lately, and would that have any correlation by the way they train? I don't know. But I wonder if maybe Saban's just looking at it like, hey, it's time for some new blood. I'd be a little shocked because Scott Cochran has been there with him since Lord knows when. But, who knows? When Saban gets on a warpath like this, you don't know.
This is true. How about a little on this day to kind of close out the show today? The very first Grey Cup. You're a big Grey Cup fan, right? You watch it every year.
Oh, yeah. This the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
The University of Toronto Blues defeated the Toronto Parkdale Canoe Club.
Man, I'm going to tell you, that was maybe the biggest upset. That was an upset.
That was 1909, that one, the first Grey Cup. I didn't realize.
If your football team is named the Canoe Club.
I don't know what that – 1948, the first Iron Bowl since the hiatus in 1907. It did not work out well for Auburn. Do you remember that score, Lou?
No, I mean, it's only several generations
55 to nothing. We were not ready for it to commence, but until the next year, apparently. 1956, Notre Dame's Paul Hornung wins the Heisman Trophy. I'm glad to see they're putting Paul Hornung in the Heisman House commercials.
Yeah.
He's just sitting over there on the bench, but still, it's kind of funny because they like he's an old. I mean, that's the gig, that's the joke. He's an old man. He doesn't know what he's going on.
But wasn't Paul Hornung on a losing team too?
Yes, he was. Which does that not say that he must have been great?
No, I think
he was so outstanding.
I think what it means is Notre Dame was the only game in town. And look, I readily admit there are biases all over the place, and I think the biases have got the pool of teams that have biases now are a little bit bigger. But I'm fine with that. I want nothing but Power 5. You know how I am.
I know.
And Notre Dame. Power 5 and Notre Dame, baby.
No, 1982 Heisman Trophy winner.
Who?
You know
George Rogers?
No. One after that.
I don't know.
Herschel Walker.
Oh, Herschel Walker. I should have known that. Can I tell you a funny story, by the way? We got to stay for this. On the Golick and Wingo show. I heard this yesterday coming in from Birmingham. George Rogers. This is apparently a true story. George Rogers, when he went to the NFL, he went on Golick's team apparently, and he had a cocaine problem, which is not. It's sad. It sucks. I'm not trying to make fun of that, but he had a cocaine problem.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s. Everybody had a cocaine problem. So he had a cocaine problem, and so what's the number one rule when you buy drugs? Don't use a check. He violated that rule. What's the number 2 rule? Don't use a check and then put in the memo for cocaine, which is what he did. He wrote a check for $10,000 for cocaine, personal check.
Wow.
That's pretty downtown. Now, I heard that on Golick and Wingo, and it must be true, but that's pretty funny.
That is. And he apparently survived and has gone on. I guess he's still with us.
I think he is.
Okay. 1993, the second ever SEC championship game. Florida defeats Alabama 28-13.
I was there. It was nasty. I'll tell you what, nothing got the SEC championship game out of Birmingham faster than the weather. The first game was the coldest I've ever been. The second was the coldest and the wettest I've ever been. Mm-hmm. It was just a nasty. And Florida, I don't know which receiver it was, but he had the best move I've ever seen. It was a basketball move where he ran a curl route. They pump faked, and then he turned on his man and went deep and scored. And it was just, I was like, okay, that's genius. And
that's
Spurrier at his best.
Yeah. 1997, the NBA suspends Latrell Sprewell 1 year for attacking or choking PJ.
He was framed.
PJ Carlesimo. I remember that. That's hard to believe it's been that long. But.
Speaking of things, I mean, they should have booted him from the league. I mean, there's no question in my mind they should have booted him from the league. And I like Latrell. He was at Alabama when I was, but you got to get booted, man. You can't do that.
Yeah. PJ must be hard to get along with.
I think PJ he's a rather rough character.
1999, a 8th SEC championship game today, on this day. Alabama defeated Florida 34-7.
I was there
Mike
for that
Dubois.
Mike Dubois. They scored first.
Yeah.
We won a 34-0 run.
Mike Dubose. SEC title.
If you had said, name all the coaches that have beaten Steve Spurrier twice in 1 year, and the answer is Gene Chizik and Mike Dubose, you want to win a bar bet.
Whew. 2004, the 13th SEC championship game. Auburn defeats Tennessee 38-28, goes undefeated.
They beat them worse than that, too. I don't know how Tennessee scored 28.
I don't know what. The defense just kind of fell asleep there in the second half, and Tennessee had several long runs that caught up. But 2010, the 19th SEC championship game, Auburn defeats South Carolina 56-17 on this day, 2010. They go on to win the national championship. That was a good year.
Good year for you.
Happy birthday today, Bernard King. You remember Bernard played for the Knicks?
Yeah, played for the Knicks, played at Tennessee.
Yeah, he did. Hall of Famer, NBA, small forward. Lee Smith held the all-time save lead, born on this day, 1957. Has since been passed, of course, by Trevor Hoffman and Mariano Rivera. Frank Reich, greatest comeback in NFL history.
Watching that game was surreal.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
I mean, it was kind of like watching the Auburn '94 LSU game. I mean, you're sort of like, why are they still passing? Why?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And you want to reach through and like shake them and go, quit doing this. You're going to lose. And they couldn't do it. And I mean, how bad do you feel for Warren Moon?
And Frank Reich, a part of another great comeback at Maryland, right?
He was. I think he was a part of the comeback. Was it against Miami?
I think so.
Yeah.
Bizarre. I mean, something about that dude. Now he's the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And Corliss Williamson, born on this day, 1973, big nasty.
God, he was good.
He was, man. Those Arkansas teams were so much fun to watch.
I mean, they were disgusting. They got after you. They were dirty. They got after you. They wanted it.
Yeah. Corey Beck and was it Antoine McDaniel? Clint McDaniel.
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys were in your pocket. I mean,
they guarded you off the bus.
Not at half court.
Yeah.
When you took the ball.
Yeah.
All the way up and down the court. They were fun to watch. Okay. That's going to wrap it up for us on this edition of the Auburn Blitz. We appreciate all of you out there joining us. Thank you for Luke Robinson for joining us today. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.